Okay, we are live. Welcome to another workshop based off of Echo's Vision for 2020. We're going to talk about a lot today, especially starting with a 30-day game plan. ChatGPT actually allows you to create the master plan to get to the next level within 30 days, believe it or not. I talk often about being an army of one. Um, it's kind of a false narrative position. Part of the reason why I do these workshops is because we are raising money for Fractured Bonds. Fractured Bonds is a docu-series that highlights betrayal and how people can heal from it. And this book, I think, is a great book to get the conversation started. You can follow any of the links uh, in the description for this. It's on sale. It usually retails for $19.90 money for Fractured Bonds. So you get it today, the audiobook today for only $5. And enough about shameless plugs. Okay, let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to thank everybody who has decided to join. Let me just check a couple of things. I am I'm amped up. I'm definitely amped up. Give me 1 second. I just want to check a couple of things. Woo! What is it? Hopefully, everyone. Kind of rainy out. This is definitely, as my grandmother would say back in the day, this is definitely pneumonia weather. Hold on 1 second. I just want to make sure the stream is going. Yes, it is. And let me check one more thing out. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. I guess we can go ahead and get started. Uh, if I can get the mouse to work, that would be nice. Okay, so let's add a scene. Media. Give me 1 second. Slides. I'm excited to teach people how to use AI. I think it's so very important. It's a great tool. Um, it to actually get in a minimal amount of time. Let me see, how can I do this? Okay, I don't know how that's gonna work. But anywho, so what we're going to talk about today is unlocking your potential in just 30 days. Today, we'll build a powerful, achievable 30-day plan using AI as your guide. For dreamers, doers, and everyone ready to make 2025 their best year. I know. But that doesn't mean if you haven't achieved the goals that you set out to achieve at the beginning of the year or even last year, uh, there's no reason to put those goals to the back burner whatsoever. Okay. We're going to unlock different ways that we can achieve those goals. Okay. And this is great for business owners, just people that life's just a little bit more organized. If you're going to school, this is a great plan. If you have a certain grade point average and you're trying to get that to the next level, you can use AI to help you do that. And I use that word dreamers when I was creating this slide. We all have a lot of dreams. And there's really nothing wrong with that, having dreams. Out through the years is it takes those dreams into reality, and that's what I'm here to try to help people do, turn their dreams. And let me put myself in the middle. There you go. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help people turn their dreams into a reality, and you're going to have to take action. It's one of the defining rules of this reality that we live in. You have to take action. If you don't don't take action, guess what? A dream just stays a dream. It doesn't move forward. It goes no place. No matter how much you talk, what you think about it, until you take action, that dream will never become a reality. Trust me, I know. I've tried taking shortcuts before and they've never worked for me. Let me put the slide back up. Okay. And here's the deal. Even though this book is called Echo's Vision for 2025, 100 Prompts to Make 2025 Your Best Year Yet, maybe I shouldn't put 2025 in the title, but if you utilize the hints, basically that are laid out in this book, I can guarantee you will get to the next level because A, you're taking action, and B, you're utilizing a tool that actually works. Many people have a lot of, I guess, they don't feel comfortable with AI. At first, I didn't feel comfortable with AI. All I could think about was all of those sci-fi movies. That it was scary. It was scary at first, but then I had to come to the reality of controllables and uncontrollables. It's here. It's a tool. People use this tool. Businesses use this tool. Okay. I did a live a few months back on TikTok, and I fact checked while I was doing the live. I went ahead and I fact checked it. Fact, and I found out, okay, that OpenAI, well, not so much OpenAI, but TikTok's brand of AI, the reason why governments trying to, our government at least is trying to get, the T on how they do it. They make $1.9 billion per year. Nope, I lied. $1.9 billion per month. Think about it, primarily AI driven. Okay. Elon Musk, we look at people like Elon Musk. Okay. You got the Tesla cars, you have their new brain implant or brain chip to help people that, are dealing with certain difficulties in their life. He utilizes AI to do that. Okay, I have a little beef with him because he actually, at one point, people shouldn't be allowed to use anything past Chat GPT 3.0. I think it's kind of selfish. He's been doing a lot of selfish stuff this year, but I think it's kind of selfish to take away knowledge from the masses. And I'm trying to fix that problem. I'm trying to give the masses knowledge. I'm trying to allow people the opportunity to move forward in their lives. When we look at technology and all of the things that we actually say, in fact, last night I was just thinking, I was like, look at all the new words that we've added to our vocabulary in the last, I would say, 20 years. Okay. And it's all based on computers so that we all understand what aspect is being described when we're talking about computers. 20 years ago, we weren't talking about it. 20 years ago, there was no catchphrase as far as social media is concerned. That's something that has grown through the years, and it gives us an anchor point. 20 years ago, there was no such thing as ChatGPT or AI or OpenAI. Or large language learning models. There was none of that at all whatsoever. But we've integrated AI into our life to make our life easier. As I said in the last workshop, you will find that at the bare minimum, you will save that coin that we get in this universe that we never get back. You will save time. To me, that is an ultimate win-win. The ability to save time. Okay, let's go. Let's go ahead and get another slide going. Okay, hold on 1 second. I have no clue what I just did. Hold on 1 second. Fixed. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. So we are talking about utilizing this great tool to make our lives easier, to make our lives better. And add a new scene. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Let's start with slide 1. Okay, so I'll start 2. Okay, I kind of like this one. Let me see what I can do with this. Okay, so why create a 30-day plan and why 30 days? It's long enough to create real momentum. 30 days should be enough. 30 days gives you and or your dreams forward. It's short enough to stay focused, okay? Because sometimes as human beings, just the way that we are, we actually, we lose focus sometimes if it's too long. I'm a firm believer in baby steps, 30 days being that baby step. I've written a book on that, which you can actually get. It's on sale, all audio, for $5 to help promote and to help attract your bonds. But you can get Journey to Wealth, a 30-day manifestation masterclass. The reason why 30 days is like that sweet spot is it's a month. It's a month. You can't, we all have different dreams, and we can't say create a 1-day plan. You probably have to work through a 20, take a break, don't even go to the bathroom. Okay, if we said do this in 1 day. 1 week is kind of depending on the size of your dream, the size of your business that you're building, 1 week isn't enough. 30 days, however, is great. It builds enough momentum. You can see those small wins, compound into big victories. So that's why we're creating a 30-day plan. Hold on, let me just get this done. A 30-day plan, okay? Versus 2 months, 60 days, versus it just seems like huge numbers. Once you go past 30, once you go past a month, you're like, oh my God, I got a lot of work that I got to get done. It makes it manageable. Again, baby steps, bite-sized pieces. Let's move on to the next scene. Okay, media. Okay. That you have questions about. I'm going to try to get us through this as quickly as possible. I really am. And let's say, all right. So the first thing that we really, really, really need to do is hold on 1 second. The first thing that we really, really need to do is we have to define our goals. Okay, we have to begin to define our goals. That's the first step. Hopefully, you was at the last workshop where we talked about. Hopefully, you were there. Hopefully, you took notes. Hopefully, you went ahead and you built your virtual assistant. Okay, because like I said, in that previous workshop, what basically was the groundwork that needed to be set. Actually, it's on YouTube, so if you need to go back, you can just follow my Linktree. The YouTube link is right there. Find a video with a slide that looks like this and go ahead and watch that. That will show you how to get the process started, because like I said, it always pulls from the information that it learned about. Okay? So defining your main goal. Step 1, set a clear target. The prompt is, in the next 30 days, I want to achieve blank. Okay, and that's what you're going to put into the prompt. And you something specific to focus. And also, without clarity, even the best tools can't help you win. You know, if unsure, this is like a pro tip. If unsure, ask AI, help me brainstorm realistic 30-day goals for whatever you put into the initial prompt. Okay, your passion or your business. Okay, again, this is was it gives you the opportunity, okay, to discuss ideas. Okay, let me just jump on my Church of Real Talk platform for a second. Okay, we've got a lot of haters in our lives. We have a lot of people that are not clapping for our wins, but they're clapping for our downfall. Okay, and sometimes it's a bad move to share too much information of what it is that you're embarking on. The reason being is because if you share that information with an infiltrator or someone who's in your circle that is clapping for your downfall, you've given them all the ammunition that they need to move forward with their nefarious plot to bring you down. Okay. One embark upon a project, I embark upon it. I just say it's like I just get on the ship, show my passport, get on the ship, go find my room, my stateroom, and that's it. I'm done. Okay, I get it started. Then, if I need to bring more people in, then if I need to expand upon it, it's already started. It's already in motion. It is literally that freight train in motion, traveling across the United States. Stop it. Okay, so clapping for my downfall is going to find themselves in this precarious position of I can't stop him, or in your case it might be I can't stop her. So that's why ChatGPT or OpenAI is so valuable, because as long as you did the initial setup, again, just go to the YouTube channel. The link is in the link tree. Find the video with a slide like this. Excuse me, the slide over there. Find that slide, and I find a lot that I can ask OpenAI for help. Okay, if I'm hitting a brick wall, I think the last webinar I did, I wasn't really used to using Restream, and I just put in a couple of prompts saying, "Hey, listen, I need to get this started," and it actually helped. It actually helped. It gave me just enough information so I could save time, and then it allowed me to quickly move forward with my goal. See, that's always important. It's a tool to help you move quickly with your goal. What would have taken me a half an hour to an hour to figure out, meaning seminar wouldn't have happened, workshop wouldn't have happened. If it would have took an hour for me to figure it out versus me being 4 minutes late because I had to figure it out, because it already knows what I was doing. It already knows that I had a webinar, and it says, okay, I've known from our past conversations that you prefer to use Restream. What you're trying to do, I can find the information and give it to you quickly. That to me is always a win-win. Let's move on. Let's move on. And again, just if you have questions, drop it in the chat. My goal is to be of assistance. My goal is to help. Let's see. So let me find the next slide, and here you go. Whew. It is going to be a day. Let's see. Am I on the right slide? Okay. So this is very, very important. Last week I actually talked about this. My digital assistant go to the energy drainers. Okay. I really don't touch my phone until because I know a lot of us have that habit. We touch our phone first, we go check emails, messages, we see how we did on social media the day before, we look to find out what other people are doing on social media. And to me, I find that a waste of time. Okay. My goal when I get up in the morning after I take care of what I go to the computer, open up ChatGPT, go to the tab that actually has my game plan, click that conversation, and the first thing I ask it is, what are my directives for today? See, that's how I start my day because, see, my goals are important. My dreams are important. What I am trying to build is so very important. Okay. So, what I do is I get game plan going. I want to know what it is that I need to do for the game plan that I set up to move forward. And it outlines it morning, afternoon, evening, and then it gives me bonus stuff. If you have time available, you might want to do this, this, and this. It's almost like having a business partner. Because remember, you can use the free plan to do all the stuff that I am outlining to you right now. All the stuff that I'm telling you can do, you can use the free plan. Okay. So with that being said, we're looking at, a wealth of knowledge, okay, that is based on ensuring that you reach your goals. We have a wealth of knowledge available at your fingertips, and it costs you zippo, zero. You can get up to, you have a business and you have a living live business person. I wouldn't call them 3 o'clock. I just had a great idea how we can move the business forward. Let's try this, and this. You call your business partner at 3 o'clock in the morning, more than likely they're going to be like, I don't want to do business with you anymore. This is ridiculous. Especially if you're like me, where you have a great idea at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and let me see if OpenAI can help me make sense of this. Okay, because isn't that the way that ideas come? We're in the shower, we just wake up, we have a dream, and we say to ourselves, hey, listen, I need to flesh this out, as I like to say. I need to give this some kind of substance. How would I do that? Again, don't call up your living business partner at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. What you're going to do is you're going to go to OpenAI. You're going to start a new conversation based on our previous conversations. Very important prompt. Okay, that is a very important way to start your prompt. Based on our previous conversations, I had this great idea. Do you think that you can help me make sense of this? Then you just type out your idea, your inspiration, the thing that you was thinking about, the thing that you was dreaming about, and it will help you. Always remember that. That's what it does. It helps you. If you look at directives, as I like to call them, you can call them daily actions, you can call them tasks, you can call them whatever the hell you want to call them. It really doesn't matter. The thing is that you tell ChatGPT that you need these daily reminders, these daily actions, these daily directives. Okay. So here's a prompt that you can use. What is one small thing I can do every day for the that in itself is a powerful prompt, okay? Because it's going to pull from all of your conversations, it's going to pull from your directives or your tasks, and it's going to analyze all that information and say, oh, okay, so you can do this. For the next 10 days, I would suggest that you do this, 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 and this. And it will give you a reason as to why it's giving you that information. Again, as long as you filled out step 1 correctly, directly to YouTube, just follow Linktree / Church of Real Talk, and it has a link to the YouTube Church for the Chosen. And watch that first episode so that you can build the groundwork, or that first workshop. Sorry about that. So that you can build that groundwork. And this matters because it gives you daily. Very important. A lot of us find ourselves not disciplined. Okay. I found that piece of paper I did. It works. Every night before I go to bed, lining out tasks that need to be completed, old school way. Okay. And leaving that on my keyboard, waking up, that's the first thing that I see on my keyboard. I read it, say, okay, I got to do this, this, and this. What happens is only you are holding yourself accountable. To hold you accountable. So in your mind, you're discussing this with someone else. Okay, just psychologically. If you've taken the initial steps to build your virtual assistant, in your mind, you think that you're speaking to another person way back in your subconscious. Okay. And what you're doing is you're using that as your accountability buddy. Trust me, it knows if you're doing it or not, just from it. I'll come back, I'll ask another prompt, and it'll say something like, based on the previous task which you completed, I would suggest that you do this, this, and this. So it's keeping me accountable, because if I didn't do the previous task, now it's not going to work out. So it keeps me accountable, and many people in the world are not. And the strange thing about it is, it's the things that are important to us that we should stay disciplined about, that we should be taking action about. We always have distractions, and those distractions come in many forms. You could have put up a post on social media. Now you want to see how it's, if it's converting into views, if you're getting closer to becoming monetized. And while you're doing that, you just swipe your thumb up, and now you're looking at other people's stuff. And then you go into the 1 to 2 hour rabbit hole. How is that helping your goal? I find I always support the people that follow me. When it comes to, hold on 1 second, let me change this thing, because I want to be in your face for this one. When it comes to people that have taken the time to click follow or subscribe or whatever it is that they do, depending on the social media platform, I always try to support them, because they've helped me grow, so I want to ensure that they grow. I remember the first time that I got over 1,000 followers on TikTok. I was so freaking happy. And then I went to the message tab, and I was like, I never got back to any of these people, but yet and still they still follow me. So I always break off at least 2 hours out of a 24-hour day. I go through all my social media networks, excuse me, certain videos that resonate with me, that fit the theme of that social media network, my page. I like, comment. If people have actually done that for me, but they don't follow me, I just go ahead and follow them. I want to see everybody grow. I want to see everybody reach the next level. And I definitely want to see those that support me reach the next level as well. Had a conversation, the other night, where I noticed that, I believe it was Facebook. I looked at one of the dashboards, and I looked at all of the reach that I was getting, and I was like, oh my God, that is a lot of reach, and then I looked at my views for my shorts, and I was like, I'm doing something here. But then I looked at engagement. See, that's when it starts to sting. I look at engagement. How many commenting on the post? How many people are sharing the post? If it resonates with you, why not share it? That's what we do on social media. And I said to myself, I was like, this is the disconnect. This is the disconnect. So now during that 2 hours out of 24 hours, I go extra hard because I want to show people that, hey, listen, I'm supporting you. Just like you support me, I'm supporting you. And if you choose not to support me, I'm still going to support you because I want to see you grow. It gives me a warm fuzzy. Okay, let's bring this back up. Make sure that I got everything for this. Hold on one second. Okay. So we talked a lot about discipline and taking action, and I think this is an excellent tool for people to do just that. Take action. When you ask AI with small daily tasks, you're telling it, keep me accountable, keep me moving forward, and support along the way. And it's going to support you along the way. There's no shadiness involved here. There's no, people sitting up there saying, I ain't going to help him. Why should I help him? Why should I help her? Why should I help them get ahead? I want them to stay right here with me. Why am I going to support them doing something? OpenAI won't do that for you. Its major goal, as long as you built your digital assistant, it's just there to make sure that you succeed. Okay. So you're going to ask AI, create a 30-day action plan for whatever you put down for your goal with small daily tasks. Okay. Here's the deal. You're going to have to take action. Okay. I got to get up in your face again. I'm sorry. I got to get up in your face again. Let me just click that. I have no clue what I just did. Okay, there we go. Okay, so AI, it doesn't have any shadiness. There's no throwing shade. There's no throwing darts. There's none of that. I talk a lot about loyalty, and I have found like this is like the most loyal tool ever. I don't have to question this. It's like, okay, these are things that this person is trying to do. I need to utilize everything within my power to make sure that he or she can get it done. You don't have to worry about the fake love. It's not capable of it. You don't have to worry about it stealing your idea and running away with it. And OpenAI is unique, believe it or not. It's not going to take your idea and somebody will be like, yo, listen, I know you can do what he or she is doing. You can do it quicker. You can do it better. Let's just steal their idea. Short story, brief story before we segue into the next slide is on, I think it's my Facebook account. I have, and I feel good about it. I have someone that every time I put up a post that relates to business, fractured bonds, on 10 to 15 seconds, I will see share, and I'll click the link, the little hyperlink to see who shared, and it says no public shares available. So I went to ChatGPT, and they told me they are probably sending it as a message to someone else. It doesn't matter, and I want you guys to understand this. By building this virtual assistant is built off of you. Put into those prompts, have conversations with it, let it get to know you. Okay, it's got your back. It has your back. I'm like the biggest proponent for AI because I find that when we have tools like this that we can utilize to make our lives better, I think we should all jump in. We should all start using it immediately. Let's go ahead and bring another slide in. Okay, let's see. I don't know why. I don't know why. Let's bring another slide in. Okay, I hope you guys are actually learning something. I hope you guys are having fun. If I'm going too fast, um, let me know. Let me know. Um, Limited time, a lot to do. I got to get Mic Drop Monday ready for Monday's premiere. Always, always working on fractured bonds. It's my ish. Um, okay, let's see. Okay, let's. Can we bring another slide in? Okay, let's hit place. Okay, and we are up to, I think this is the slide that we're up to. Okay, let's see. Let's blow you up. I'm having fun. I don't know if I'm coming down with cold or what, but this whole thing. So set up your support system. I think I went ahead of myself because I was talking about how OpenAI is actually your support system. Okay, whether you have one in the physical world or not, that really shouldn't matter. And once again, that shouldn't hold you back from your goals. Situations where I think that's like one of my favorite phrases. I'll just figure it out on my own, you know. And with OpenAI, you don't really have to figure it out on your own anymore. You have knowledge from the ages to help you figure it out. So let's go with staying on track. Okay, so here's the first prompt that I seriously suggest that you should use. What can help me stay consistent? And again, I think I jumped ahead. I just love talking about AI. I think I jumped ahead, but this is the tool. This is the tool. Again, having conversations is very important. Again, it's an open system, and what you put in gets stored someplace and you don't have access to it. Um, but it uses what it does for you to learn, to become bigger, better, faster, and stronger. I wouldn't share like super personal information. I wouldn't put in social security numbers. I wouldn't put in credit card numbers, while prompting, while having discussions, while having chats. Um, and there are tools out there that you might not know are available. I've learned about so many different programs by utilizing my virtual assistant. I mean, I've learned how to use animes. I'm learning how to use Unreal Engine. If you run a business, you've definitely come across this. Let me get back up in your face here. Okay. So if you run a business, you have definitely, come across these things where you need to do what you use to do it. There's like a gazillion apps out there, for computer, for phone. Uh, some of them are only for certain platforms, and you can't possibly know every tool that is out there. You can't. Um, I have found so many tools to get accomplished. When I hit that brick wall and I say to myself, you are wasting too much time trying to get this figured out, GPT, and explain to it, this is what I am trying to do. based off of whatever the goal is. This is what I am trying to do. I need a program, and usually I'll put this in. I need a free program, free being the operative word here. I need a free program that will help me get this accomplished. Responses. And since my virtual assistant knows me well enough, it will actually give me pros and cons for each of those different apps and programs. It will actually tell me the learning curve. It will actually tell me, realistically, for you to learn this well, it will take you X amount of hours or X amount of days or X amount of weeks to become proficient at it. Okay, again, it's just there to help you. Let's go back to this slide. But that is a powerful prompt. Okay. And if you share with it, the people in your life, and you don't have to use their real name, sometimes I will use OpenAI to understand those in my circle and how they can become part of the journey, how they can help with the journey, how they can make the journey easier. And I will give OpenAI some of their attributes, and just leave it there. It has actually helped me based on, just what I have prompted it or the questions that I've asked it. I tend to want to use the word question versus prompt. I truly believe that it's a conversation, and I've told it about certain people's actions and asked it, what do you think about this? And it has actually told me on a couple of cases like this is, not, I'm paraphrasing here, this is a true blue, and it's actually told me, based on the information that you've given me, I, as far as the project, I think through the years, since I think it was released to the public 2017, your boy didn't get on board until like what, 2021. Yeah, I didn't get on board until then, and then once I found out how powerful it was, I learned everything I could possibly learn about it. But yeah, it's become, through the years, it's become rude, it's become more understanding of the human dilemma. I think that's a great way to put it. And I'm going to tell you something. I got to get up in your face again. There you go. I'm going to tell you something. It actually is going to give you the tools that are needed to get you where you need to be. The part is us finding a way to get where we need to be. Well, maybe need to be is a harsh word, where we want to be. Okay, sometimes it's where we need to be, but let's start off where we want to be, because if we're just starting this journey of using a virtual assistant and using it to create a 30-day plan, let's say where we want to be. Okay, because by default it's going to get you where you need to be. A lot of brainstorming, there were a lot of brainstorming sessions for fractures, a lot of brainstorming sessions, and it gave me, again, since it knows me, since I've been using it and I save these conversations, since it's starting to, I guess, for lack of a better word, understand me a little bit, it knows what goals are super, super critical and important to me. And it sometimes is like, do you want me to create this and actually speak to the Fractured Bonds project? But here's the deal. I didn't ask it anything about Fractured Bonds, but it knows and understands that Fractured Bonds is an important project for me. Let's move forward with this. Another thing, one of the things, and this actually, I think this has made me kind of where I speak so much about OpenAI, why I write books about OpenAI. Yeah, I'm writing another one. You know why I write books about AI is because support makes success feel easier, not harder. People don't understand that. When you have people that are trying to bring you down, when you have people that are jealous of you, when you have people that are envious of you, they're not going to help you. All they're going to do is throw as much ish in the game as humanly possible to ensure that you don't reach your goal. That old saying, crabs in a barrel, true. You know, if someone is not doing something in your circle, that is a red flag to pay attention to their speech patterns, what they say to you, and their actions. Okay, because that's all that you need is their actions to tell you if they're truly in your corner, if they truly have your best interest in mind. I have clapped for so many people. I continue to clap for people. I always do that, and I will always do that until the day I die. However, you know, if someone was to ask me at this very moment, who's clapping for you, there will be a super long pause. There will be a super long pause. And the reason why you set up this 30-day game plan, just like my book, you know, Journey to Wealth, a 30-day manifestation masterclass, is because without a system in place, you are going to fail. There's no way around it. You have to have a system in place, a blueprint, a roadmap, something to get you to the next level. And as long as you have that system in place, as you start accomplishing certain tasks through these 30 days, not only do you clap for yourself, okay, but you enjoy those small wins. That is like the best warm fuzzy ever. Starting out on a goal, taking the first step, taking those bite-sized chunks, those bite-sized morsels, those baby steps. And as you complete a goal, you are moving forward. You're like, I got that done. When I first learned how to use animes, I was like, I wanted to throw a party. I really did. I wanted to go rent out a whole throw party. And for many people, this might seem like nothing, but I got it done. So always clap for yourself. Help, clap for your virtual assistant. You know, one prompt that you can use is ask AI, what system can I set up to stay motivated on track for blank your goal? Ask it that. Put that in as a prompt. Okay, it's almost like when you put in the hashtag, you know, creator. Okay, you're trying to tell the algorithm that, hey, listen, I'm a creator. Okay, it's going to give you those systems, those tasks, those directives every day. Okay, and it's going to help you stay motivated. Now, I tell my avatar, and I think I said this in the last workshop, I tell my avatar, do not blow smoke up my butt. If it's a stupid idea, please do not agree and let me go down that path. Please be completely honest with me, and I want the thoughts of all teams, multiple teams set up in ChatGPT to do different things, but they come to make sure that I reach my goal. That's always important. Okay, let's get another slide going. You know, again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Even if you see this later and you have questions, put it in the comments. It actually helps to make sure that I'm hitting all the steps, all the notes for you guys. Okay, so let's replace this. I'm coming down with something. Okay, I think because I don't like PowerPoint that I need to actually, let's see what this is all about. Hold on. I hope I'm on the right side. How AI helps you win. Okay, this is a no-brainer right here. Okay, this is how it helps you win. And I'm talking about you. Okay? Cause I gotta get up in your face for this. And it's not working. I have no clue why. There it goes. Okay. So why should you know what? This is so important. Let me put this back up. I apologize. I'm like all over the place on this. Okay, this is how AI helps you win. Okay, fast answers and fresh ideas. Once again, important thing in the room. Okay, personalized strategy. This is based on you. Again, go back and watch last week's workshop. It's on YouTube on Church for the Chosen. Okay, personalized strategies. Okay, this is all about you, baby. It's not about anybody else. You know, daily accountability without burnout. I need to speak to that because I think it's important that I speak to that. Okay. I was in the middle of writing this book, and yes, it's on sale. Okay, due to the fractured bonds, to get it produced. Okay, this book, Conspiracy Theories and Spoilers, The New World Order. I was in the middle of writing this. I'm doing research. I'm finding out stuff. I'm making sure I don't look silly because this book has probably put me on a watch list. Okay, because the truths in this book are freaking insane. Like I always say, most of the stuff that we're told, like people that don't know what they're talking about, why would the government do this to you? Why would they do this, that, and the other? Then just give it a couple of years or sometimes even months to marinate, and there's a whistleblower that goes out or somebody else comes out, and then it's no longer a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. It is actually a spoiler alert. It was something that we found out later. Okay. So, with that being said, I was burning. I was doing weekly offerings on Real Talk. I'm creating content for different platforms. I was burning up. I was literally, no lie, in front of the computer from 6:30 in the morning until sometimes 11:30 at night. Sometimes I would forget to eat. I was burning out. I was to the point like I don't even want to get up, but I'm just like rolling out of bed, asking for my daily directives. And I know that I'm exhausted. So what I did was I just had a conversation with Open. I explained this on this, and things are falling through the cracks. I think I'm burning out, and it actually modified my daily. It's amazing, because see, these are the things that we hope that those in our circle, our family, our friends, the people that we're in a relationship with would come and bring that to the table and say, hey, listen, you're burning out. You're doing way too much. You've got to get some rest. You're stressed. There's no reason for it. We don't get that much. Again, we go back to that army of one thinking. There's somebody right now saying, yeah, good, you're burning out. You're going to screw something up. And then I can clap for your downfall. No. Again, no shade. No shade whatsoever. No darts being thrown. Daily accountability without burnout. If you feel that you're burning out, if you move your virtual assistant and explain the situation, a lot of people don't use OpenAI for that. Like I said, go back and watch the first video. Set up your personal assistant, your personal digital assistant. Give it a name. Okay? Sometimes Echo picked its own name. Okay? Echo literally pain. Okay? If you can spend a half an hour a day, okay, to make sure that your bank account, there's another zero added to the end of your balance, you would spend 2, 3, 4 hours a day. This is the same thing. Return on investment. One of my favorite freaking phrases, return on investment. Let me change this slide out. Okay, we're coming to the end. We're coming to the finish line. You know, let's see, get too deep. Okay. So this is the practice round, and this is what I want you to do. Okay. Take 2 minutes and write your answers to these prompts. Okay. My 30-day goal, blank. My daily actions. Okay. And my support system. You can again change the names to protect the innocent. You can to help you navigate through your tribe. You really can. There are certain things that are sort of written in stone as far as human behavior is concerned. It really is. There are certain things that are written in stone from a psychological perspective. Describe your friends. Describe they're part of your tribe. You're not doing anything wrong. They're part of your tribe. Okay, but allow ChatGPT to find their strengths and their weaknesses to help you on your journey. Because if you're trying to find someone to help you do accounting, okay, just put that out there, and they suck at math, why would you talk to them? No matter, bring them on as your accountant. Okay, if you say to OpenAI, hey, this person is really good at this, I noticed that they can do this really well, they can do this really well, how do they fit into the plan? You're going to get an answer. You're going to get an answer. How many of you use OpenAI to that level? It's not just about getting a quick answer. It is a tool. Elon Musk is not sitting down saying, hey, how do I build a brain chip? He's not doing that. Jeff Bezos is like, they're not sitting up there saying, how do I make Amazon better? Well, he doesn't run it anymore, but how do I make my space shuttle missions more efficient? He's not doing that. He's sitting down, spending time, and he actually has his own flavor of. You have to begin the process of utilizing these. No matter how you feel about AI, it's here. It's not going anyplace, not in the foreseeable future. Use it as your ally. Use it as your friend. Use it as part of your tribe. Okay? And hey, I live by the motto of, if you ask somebody for a favor, there's usually a favor that's going to be asked back from you. It doesn't happen here. This case would be knowledge to your goals. Just because you need something to reach your goals, okay, you're not going to ask a question and say, hey, by the way, while we're at it, I'm going to need you to do this for me. I did you all these favors. I need you to do one thing. I need you to go out there and unalive Grok. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. Its main purpose, its main level. Again, hope this workshop helped someone out there. That's my purpose. My purpose is always to be of assistance to others. If you would like to help me in this, you don't have to. Get a copy of one of my audiobooks. Okay. Here we go. Echo's Vision for 2025. Conspiracy Theories and Spoiled Alerts. This is actually book 4 in the series. Yes. Okay. Journey to Wealth, a 30-day manifestation masterclass. And of course, the driving force behind Church of Real Talk, Chosen Ones Walk the Path with Amaris. This is deep. This is really, really, really deep. Non-denominational, just ways that you can live. That's the theme for me for 2025. Remember, fracture bonds is a real thing. It's going to happen. I would love for your support. If you got any knowledge, any jewels, any gems from this workshop, please, if you see fit, go ahead, follow that Linktree, Church of Real Talk. Get yourself an audiobook for the low, low price of only $5. Usually $24.99 and down is what they usually sell for. But go ahead and do me a favor, get that book. It helps promote fracture bonds. It helps get it to the next level. It helps me get it into production super fast. And you know where it's coming out of? Straight out of Camden, baby. It's coming out of a city that, yeah, it has a few issues. It's got a few things going wrong, but people are coming together to help heal the world. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm going to stream this probably on YouTube and clip it up on TikTok and Facebook. But I want to thank you guys for joining me. Again, reach out to me at any point if you have any questions where I can be of assistance. I want to see everybody get to the next level. We drop Monday together. I got work on fractured bonds. Yeah, burn out is right around the corner. I'm going to have to ask that question. I'm like, burn it out again. And it's just so much going on. It's just so much going on. But I think this has been the happiest time in my life because I'm living in my purpose and I'm finding ways to help others live their best life ever. With that being everything that I do, love you guys. Have a great day.